What's up, champions? Welcome back to JetSurf Nation, your place where we test and review different jet boards and efoils. Today, in this sunny winter and freezing morning, we are very excited to test the new SIFLY soft top board. This is a new model for 2023 season and we cannot wait to try it out. Joining me today, Gonzalo and Juma came from SB Foils. Welcome, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
If you remember, last season we met the team from SIFLY. This is a young company from Bulgaria and they're just starting out, but this is basically their second season and they're already expanding the range. So Joachim, tell us more. You already have a lot of experience with SIFLY. You received the first board, yellow and red, last season, so you've been using it for a while. What was your experience so far?
So far, no complaints. It's been almost 1 year now, and the board is amazing for teaching. It's got a huge volume, 170 liters, and it's very easy to start. The front wing is also huge, 1,900, so it can lift people. It can lift someone up to way above 100 kilos. I tried it once with Gonzalo. We could ride the two together, so that's like 160 kilos, and it still works. This year they're bringing the rider. This is a soft top board. It's made of closed cell foam, so it makes it slightly lighter, but the main purpose is that it's very resistant and it's soft to the touch, so if you fall on it, it's so way safer and more forgiving. They also put a full deck made of a full deck, so it has a lot more grip in the front also. And it's got some new changes which I think are very useful for beginners, and this can go from beginner to intermediate and advanced. That's the purpose of this board. So you can interchange it with smaller masts, you can also do bigger wings, you can take the prop guard off. Lots of things you can do with this board.
The original boards were quite big, and in the end of this video I'm going to show you the experiment that we did with Joachim on towing using the SIFLY boards. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, cool.
So let's talk more about this new soft top board. What's the fall volume here?
The volume is 98, the length is 5'4", so that's around 162 centimeters. The mast is 75 centimeters. They also have a 55 centimeter for beginners. The front wing 1,300, stabilizer 300. As I told you, you can remove the propeller guards, which gives you a lot less drag. So it makes it fast and more versatile. It also has a little change here, which you can show later. They don't have the big volume, which is good for if you touch the water, it doesn't do drag anymore.
And during the boot show, I saw a lot of little improvements they're going to show. For example, they added an extra stabilizer. It's going to help the newbies and learners with the breaching. So it's in the middle of the mast. You probably saw it already.
I think it's a great idea, because the purpose, I think, is when the board starts to breach. When you breach, if you have a fuselage with a stabilizer, what will happen is as soon as the board gets out of the water, it will push the nose down, so it will prevent breaching. I haven't tried it, but I think it's a great idea. So it's very useful for beginners, of course, because breaching is one of the main concerns.
They also have this big cruiser 1300 wing and 300 stabilizer, but this season they're also going to introduce a new sporty wings that should probably be smaller and more curvy, right?
I think so. I think they have new wings in stock, full carbon, of course.
This season SIFLY is coming up with a lot of little small improvements. For example, the control box is inside the board now, so it's not sticking out, which is reducing the drag. Another change is removable lid. As you know, in most efoils you have here hinges, which helps you open it, and sometimes they also get rusty, sometimes they break. This time we have no hinges, we just have a locker and it slides in and locks.
It's a great idea, because if you have the hinges here, you can get salt or sand in it, and it may not be so watertight. So back to the board, this as you can see, this material, it also the fact that it's not so rigid. If you fall on it, which is not very, if you're teaching and if you have a student that falls on the board, it doesn't happen that often, but if it does happen, it's much more it's not so easy to get hurt here. And it also gives you more confidence when you're riding, because if you fall on the board, it's not going to harm you.
And one of the main advantages of SIFLY is that boards are made here in Europe, in Bulgaria. And though this is one of the most affordable efoils in the company, they start with a starting price of just 5,000 euros, which is very good price for the entry-level boards compared to other expensive brands, which cost close to 10 or 12,000. This is pretty good, affordable price. And I think they will find a good niche in the market using this price.
So. And also you can have maintenance. If you have any issues, you can contact, you can talk to SIFLY. And being in Europe, it's very easy to get replacement parts. So far, as I told you, I've had the other boards for around 1 year. No issues so far. The board looks brand new still. The paint job is good, so I have no complaints about that.
And it's very important to mention that despite its low pricing, the board is already full of technology. They have all the bells and whistles of modern efoils. They have GPS tracking, they have the battery with safety controls, they have just 2 connectors, there are no cooling cables, data cables, and most important, they already have an advanced app which will let you synchronize everything, check your rides, track your rides. So all the cool features that you would expect from the modern day efoil are already here in this board. So all in all, I think SIFLY is a great entry-level efoil which is going to offer a lot of kinds of different models, including this new soft top board, the traditional 170 liter big efoils for beginners and learners, and also smaller sporty models and also inflatable models as well. So it's a big range of efoils for all kinds of use.
If you're a light beginner, you can use this board with a shorter mast and a bigger wing. As you start to progress, you can change to a bigger mast and use a shorter wing. And in the future, when you have the sporty wings, you can use this as a sports advanced board. So it's a very versatile board for beginners up to advanced riders.
So if you're just starting out, or you have your own rental or efoil school like Joachim here, you can use board like this to help others enjoy the sport. So this is pretty much it, and I cannot wait to see how it performs in the water.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's go.
Afraid of just the morning sun. The time to run. The time to run. Set your demons on fire. Do your best to win, just as long as you got the power within. Set your demons on fire. Do your best to win, just as long as you got the power within. Set your demons on fire. Do your best to win, just as long as you got the power within. Set your demons on fire. Do your best to win, just as long as you got the power within.
Here we go, riding SIFLY Soft Top, a great board for beginners. And now Joachim and I are going to do an exciting experiment of self-towing with efoil. In this experiment we can use any sort of efoil. In this case we have a big SIFLY board. What volume is this, Joachim?
It's 170 liters. It's a SIFLY, the biggest board they have, a 50 centimeter mast. And we took the wings off to make the board stable, and so it doesn't come off the water like you said.
So we tie the rope on top of the mast,
Okay.
and also we attach it with a duct tape to avoid it sliding down.
And hopefully it will stay down, it won't get off the water.
What is the length of our towing rope? What
I
do you
think it will
think?
be around 4 or 5 meters, I think. I think it's more than enough.
It should be long enough so you don't get hit by the board, but also not too long, otherwise Wi-Fi signal of the remote control will be
Yeah.
lost. And finally, the regular foil board, what do we have here?
So we have the Rocket Air from F1. It's 125 liters, 510, and we're using a 1,800 centimeter front wing, so it will probably be very easy to lift. The board is extremely light. It's inflatable, so I think it will work with the other board towing.
All right, let's see how it goes.
Okay,
Are you ready?
sure. Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I've been having dreams, splashing in a summer stream,
tripping, I fall in. I wanted it to happen.
My body turns to ice.
My body turns to ice.
Crushing way to paradise.
Paradise.
As you can see, guys, it's completely doable, but I will not lie, it's not easy at all. And in case you're wondering why I didn't do it myself, well, let's be honest, if you want to do efoil towing, especially with efoil like this, it doesn't really have a lot of power. So your weight must be under 70-75 kilograms. So a guy like me who is much heavier will never lift up. Even professional efoil rider like Joachim here is struggling to get enough lift and enough speed to get going, even on such a giant wing. Also, as you can see, we decided to try one more time with another efoil, this time with Takuma Cruising instead of SIFLY, to see the difference. But again, it's just not enough power and not enough speed to get going, even for a lightweight rider. Another problem here, it was quite windy and quite choppy on this day. I guess on a flat lake, on a clean day, it would be much easier to get planning. Moreover, our rope was way too short, so Joachim was getting into the wake, which created instabilities and it was harder to lift. I would suggest to make the rope a few meters longer, that's for sure. Well done, Joachim. It wasn't easy. We learned a lot. Actually, we learned that we need a longer rope and we need less wind to make sure your board doesn't flip over. But it worked.
It worked, yeah. The thing is, it was too windy. When you go against the wind, the board lifts a lot. So maybe with two people, one on the board, it can be done also. Also, you need a bigger rope because you're very close to the board. And I couldn't get off the wake, so it was not easy. It was also the first try, so yeah. But it's possible. You saw it probably.
All right, some cool tricks for you to try out and improve your efoiling experience. Even on the flat days like this, you can have a lot of fun with efoil. I hope these tricks inspire you to get going, improve your level. So thank you for watching. As always, don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next one.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.